What is up, everybody? This is a huge update that we have been waiting in the community, in the Rive community, for a long time. And that is the introduction, which was just announced yesterday, of the ability to take vectors and blur them. I know that doesn't sound like a huge deal, but we can now introduce blurs and glows, as you can see here. This unlocks a massive world of opportunity, and it's one of the things that many developers and designers have been holding off until they really want to integrate Rive into their projects. And that's because if you wanted to have any type of blur or glow or shadow or something like that, you kind of had to fake it, either with things like gradients or by importing raster graphics that are like transparent, like 24-bit PNGs or something like that. Obviously, that isn't very performant, and it's also a large file size in some of those cases. So now they've integrated their own, within their own render engine, the Rive render engine, the ability to take these SVGs and blur them. And what's super cool is you can have multiple feathering, as they call it, feathers, I guess you could say layers on the same SVG shape. So I'm gonna show you how to create this right here. And literally, it is only one layer in the entire project. Yes, that's right, one layer, and it's just an ellipse. And we have multiple of these strokes with different feathering options, and each of the stroke feathering options, or the layers, when you stack them, can have its own blend mode. So this is super, super cool. Let's get into it. So to demonstrate this, let's create a new artboard. Just 500 by 500 will work fine. I do real quickly want to create a radial background, and that way we can just make it a little bit cooler than what it currently is, just with a flat background. It kind of helps with the effect. So now we want to change these color pickers. In the middle, I'm just going to come with like a brighter blue. All right, and copy that color code, and then we'll take the other color stop, change and paste that color code, except just make it darker. All right. So what's so cool about this is the following effect we can create with one freaking layer. So we're going to switch to the ellipse tool, come out here near the center, hit Shift Alt and drag up. We're going to have somewhere around there, and then we can use these alignment tools to get it aligned center vertically and horizontally. We're going to get rid of the stroke over here and then add or a fill rather, and add a stroke. Now, fills and strokes can have feathers. So if we go back and add a fill, you'll see we have this little feather option. I'll show you how that works in a second. So really, we just want the fill and stroke section. We want to change this blend mode to overlay. And that just kind of makes it, instead of white, it kind of just interacts and highlights based on whatever's happening behind it. In this case, it looks blue. So what's so super cool is that you can have multiple fills and strokes on the same shape, essentially, on this ellipse. We're going to have like 4 of them. So the first one we're going to have, and we could toggle this feather on, is right here. This is what it looks like, these new feather options. So obviously we see feathers toggled on, and then we have the amount. Now, right now when we attach that, you could barely just see it because our stroke weight is only 1. So if we increase this, we're going to be able to start seeing this quite a bit more. And the stroke weight and the amount are the two things that you can really start to play with, as you can see how it's adjusting over there. This is coming in a little bit intense. Maybe I'll just drop that down a bit. All right, so now what we can do is right click, duplicate it. Sweet. So now with it duplicated, we'll take the one that's on the top, and we're going to reduce both the stroke width, and we'll take a look at the amount here. Oops. Let's take this down. There we go. I kind of want something that goes like right around here. All right, awesome. Then we're going to go ahead, right click, and duplicate that further. This one's not going to have the feather option. So we're going to remove the feather, and we'll adjust the thickness, probably like right to around here. I'd say 3. And then finally, we'll right click and duplicate this. I promise you this is going to be the last one. Actually, before we duplicate it, let's go back to trim, and we're going to adjust the start just so we can kind of see it. So it's at like 11%. Now I'm going to go right click and duplicate that, and this one, the one at the bottom, we're going to turn on the feather option, And we're going to really make a massive feather on this one. We're going to boost this thing up to like 100 there, and then the amount over here is going to be real large. So yeah, something like that. All right, so you'll see how this all ends up playing together in a second. So now what we want to do is just take the start 0 and then go back to this one and set the start to 0 as well, so we can't see them anymore. Now that's all the setup. Again, one shape. Let's go to Animate tab, or just hit the tab on your keyboard. Go down to timeline 1. That's the only timeline we're going to need. We're going to click on this, and now we start to have fun with modifying the keyframes. So the very first one at the only two that we're going to be modifying and animating are the top two. That's the status indicator that's going to go around the circle. So with this one selected, we're going to create a, and by the way, we can hide these and toggle these on. So for instance, if we look at the start and end, we can increase this. So we know the bottom one is the big glow. Okay, so the first thing we'll do is, let's just animate the top one. That's the one without the feather. We're going to take and put a keyframe at start and end. And then we're going to do the same thing with the one beneath it, the big glow. Start and end. All right, now we're going to go all the way to the very end of the timeline, and then once again we're going to put 100% and 100% for start and end. Same thing with the one above it, 100 and 100. Okay, now if you're to scrub through this, nothing's going to change. The part where we can make it change though is right here. We'll come near the center at 30 frames, and then we're going to adjust the end value from 50% to like 60. Now we can see it at the bottom here, and then we want to do the same thing with the big glow as well. So all the keyframes are the same across those two. Now when we play this isn't going to be that cool. Just watch. All right, so let's repeat this as a loop. All right, that's kind of cool, but we can make it a lot cooler actually. So let me show you how we'll do that. So what we could do is we could actually keyframe, come out here to around frame 20. We can keyframe the big outer glow version, or the stroke right here, the amount of the feather right here. So I'm going to put one right there, and we're going to put 0. And then same thing with the one above it. We're just going to put a, oh no, I'm sorry. The one above it we don't do that with. So if we go back here, we're also going to put a keyframe at the stroke width as well. So that is right here where it says 167, just put 0. Okay, now I'm going to also take this keyframe, I'm copying it, Control C, and we're going to put it near the end and paste it. Now we come to the center, and then that's where we add back the original value. So I think this was 167, and then we open up the properties and we adjust this value to something large like that. Maybe we'll go larger than 167. There we go. Now we have it set up how we kind of want it. So watch what happens here. Again, it's not going to be, it's almost going to be done, but not quite. That's pretty cool. Now we can make this even more interesting, the animation, by selecting all the keyframes, coming over here to the interpolation section. We can create this little effect here, this Bezier, and it kind of just makes it a little bit more snappy. And look at this. I mean, we created this within a matter of just a few minutes and literally just one layer. So this is unlocking a massive amount of opportunity here for really interesting UIs. And if you take it a step further, like over here, you could see just how much more dynamic and interesting we can make this sort of concept when we start to add on different layers and effects. So there's just like there's one ellipse that has a dash property that has these little white circles. I have that coming in and out and spinning at the same time. So yeah, super, super fun. We're going to be learning all this stuff, especially in this year. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, and I will see you all very soon.